Hey Gabby, what's up?
Oh, nothing much, you Sean.
Oh, nothing. I wanted to ask you a question.
Shoot.
We have an assignment in our computer science class, can you help me make it? We also have a test on the same subject, can you help me study?
Sure, of course I will. What is it about?
It is about the open source movement.
What is the open source movement?
The open source movement is a broad-reaching movement comprised both officially and unofficially of individuals who feel that software should be produced altruistically.
Oh, so it is like a group of people who banded together to make free software for others around the world to use however they want.
That is right, Gabby. Free software is software that gives users the freedom in using it. You have the freedom to run the program any way you want to. The freedom to study what the program does and change it to however you want it to be.
See, I did not know there was such a thing as free software except for Wikipedia.
Oh, but there is. Hundreds of thousands of free programs and free software. Software and programs that you have the freedom to share software and make copies for friends, family and neighbors. This movement was in a way a protest to proprietary software.
This is a very good idea. Why do you need to pay for things when you can get it for free? The internet is free, you don't install it on the computer and pay for it. You use the internet.
That is very true. Here is more. Programmers who support the open source movement philosophy contribute to the open source community by voluntarily writing and exchanging programming code for software development.
What do the open source words mean?
The term open source requires that no one can discriminate against a group in not sharing the edited code or hinder others from editing their already edited work. This approach to software development allows anyone to obtain and modify open source code, like I mentioned before.
But when someone modifies the program, do the creators of the program know about it?
Yes, they do. These modifications are distributed back to the developers and the open source community of people who are working with the software. This way, the identities of all individuals participating in code modification are disclosed and the transformation of the code is documented over time. This method makes it difficult to establish ownership of a particular bit of code but is in keeping with the open source movement philosophy. These goals promote the production of high-quality programs, as well as working cooperatively with other similarly minded people to improve open source technologies.
Who started the open source movement?
In the late 1970s and early 1980s, two different groups were establishing the roots of the current open source software movement. Richard Stallman was one and the biggest. He created GNU and Linux. The second contributors to the open source movement were the Computer Science Research Group, CSRG, of the University of California at Berkeley.
Who is Richard Stallman? What is GNU and Linux?
Richard Stallman, formerly of the MIT iLab, created the GNU project and the Free Software Foundation. In 1983 he announced that he is going to develop a free software operating system. He didn't want to be a part of the proprietary circle of life. He began a technological revolution.
What is an operating system?
In order to run your computer, you need to have an operating system. An operating system is software, consisting of programs and data, that runs on computers, manages computer hardware resources, and provides common services for execution of various application software.
So examples of operating systems are Microsoft Windows, Mac OS X, Linux, BSD, and Unix.
That is right.
So tell me more about Richard Stallman.
The open source movement is branched from the free software movement, which began in the late 80s with the launching the GNU/Linux project by Richard Stallman. Stallman is regarded within the open source community as sharing a key role in the conceptualization of freely shared source code for software development. The term free software in the free software movement is meant to imply freedom of software exchange and modification. The term does not refer to any monetary freedom. Both the free software movement and the open source movement share this view of free exchange of programming code, and this is often why both of the movements are sometimes referenced in literature as part of the FOSS, free and open software, or FLOSS, free/libre open source, communities.
What are some of the programs that evolved from the open source movement? Are Mozilla and Wikipedia one of them?
Yes, they are. Mozilla is a web browser and email client.
Can you tell me more about Wikipedia? I know, from the video Dr. Waxman provided you with, Jimmy Wales, on the birth of Wikipedia, that Jimmy Wales is the co-founder of Wikipedia.
Oh wow, Gabby, you do your research. That is correct. Jimmy Wales is the co-founder of Wikipedia along with Larry Sanger. In short, Wikipedia is an online free encyclopedia.
I decided to Wikipedia and I found that Wikipedia is a free, web-based, collaborative, multilingual encyclopedia project supported by the non-profit Wikimedia Foundation. Its 18 million articles, over 3.6 million in English, have been written collaboratively by volunteers around the world, and almost all of its articles can be edited by anyone with access to the site. Wikipedia was launched in 2001 by Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger and has become the largest and most popular general reference work on the Internet, ranking around 7th among all websites on Alexa and having 365 million readers.
That is funny. Did you know Wikipedia began as a complementary project for Nupedia, a free online English language encyclopedia project whose articles were written by experts and reviewed under a formal process? Nupedia was founded on March 9, 2000, under the ownership of Bomis, Inc., a web portal company. Its main figures were Jimmy Wales, Bomis CEO, and Larry Sanger, editor-in-chief for Nupedia and later Wikipedia. Nupedia was licensed initially under its own Nupedia Open Content License, switching to the GNU Free Documentation License before Wikipedia's founding at the urging of Richard Stallman.
No, I didn't, but now I do. But did you know Larry Sanger and Jimmy Wales founded Wikipedia? While Wales is credited with defining the goal of making a publicly editable encyclopedia, Sanger is usually credited with the strategy of using a wiki to reach that goal. On January 10, 2001, Larry Sanger proposed on the Nupedia mailing list to create a wiki as a feeder project for Nupedia. Wikipedia was formally launched on January 15, 2001, as a single English language edition at www.wikipedia.com, and announced by Sanger on the Nupedia mailing list. Wikipedia's policy of neutral point of view was codified in its initial months, and was similar to Nupedia's earlier, non-biased policy. Otherwise, there were relatively few rules initially, and Wikipedia operated independently of Nupedia.
Oh wow. Thank you so much, Gabby. You were a great help. I hope I get an A on this presentation.
You're welcome, Sean. I hope you do too.